reform the court, establish a code of ethics, and all that. Um, those things aside, right now they because the Supreme Court ruled on immunity the way it did presidential immunity, they kicked it back down to a lower court, who I believe right now are undergoing what is or what isn't an official act. As well as unofficial acts, and the ruling is a bit more complicated than that. There is potential official acts, which basically are kind of basically official acts, like with a little wiggle room. So like it was a friggin' terrible ruling that basically like makes presidents above the law, and that's not even really hyperbole. But hopefully the lower courts in deciphering this ruling can actually determine in uh, a hopeful way, for lack of a better phrasing, what is or isn't official acts, and hopefully it's not in Trump's favor.
Yeah, and just to piggyback off of that real quick, I think
Yeah,
it needs to be reiterated over and over and over again that not only is the rule of law being like put to the test here with Trump and his
big time.
cases,
Yeah,
but the future of American jurisprudence is on the line here. I think I mentioned this last time I was on your show, but there are the two oldest justices on the Supreme Court are Samuel Alito and Clarence Thomas,
hmm,
and I would not be surprised if Clarence Thomas leaves,
yeah,
if he thinks a Republican is going to win. Uh, but if you put someone like Kamala Harris in charge for the next 4 to 8 years, depending
hmm.
upon if she decides to wield the incumbency advantage,
They'll pull a
you
real
not
escape.
only you not only guarantee a decent and responsible justice will be put on to replace at least one of these guys, but you ensure that some Trump loyalist who is more concerned about personalities than they are about the law don't hold a lifetime appointment. We can actually see long-term change in the favor of our American institutions, of our political institutions that work towards the benefit of the people, not just Harlan Crow and his kleptocratic billionaire friends.
Yeah, and making sure that like an um actual term limits are put in place is pretty essential at this point, given what like it because of what you said. I mean, Clarence Thomas staying on the bench, if Kamala Harris wins, I wouldn't be surprised at all if he pulls a Ruth Bader Ginsburg and just sits his ass there,
Yeah.
unless maybe Congress does act and then act a code of ethics, or impeaches his ass because conflicts of interest and corruption and whatnot. Like there's a whole slew of things that he should be kicked the fuck out for.
Raw, do
They
you
should name
know
an act
what?
called the. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. I was gonna
They
say, do
really
you
should
know?
write it. Oh, sorry, we did it twice.
You go first, man. I'll be a gentleman. You go first.
Okay, sorry. It's one of the downsides of these live streams. You don't
Uh,
always know who's
no
talking
worries,
first.
dude.
Um, but I think one of the things that needs to like be put forward is actually an official ethics code, like a
Yes.
binding one, not just this like resolution. It needs to be an actual statute where Congress exercises its authority to balance the court, to maintain a truly ethical judiciary. And I think
Yeah.
they should just name it the Clarence Thomas Act because everybody knows that this man is corrupt. He is consistent. Like I don't really care how long the acronym has to be to get to that point. Name it the
Sure.
Clarence Thomas Act, and everybody will know what you're talking about. The idea that people can hold on to power for a lifetime and be
Yeah.
influenced by their billionaire friends and change the law for generations is just an absurdity that needs to be done away with completely. Obviously, we still need some form of a Supreme Court, but let's not like let these guys just assume that they're above the law just because they have a justice's robe on.